Serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku. Kontynuujemy od razu po tym, jak skończył się poprzedni. I ktoś tu chyba jeszcze jest... O, dobra, podnieść baterię, no. Ktoś tu chyba jeszcze jest, bo dalej taka złowieszcza muzyka gra. Tylko jak stałem... O, jest też. Jak stałem w świetle, to nie atakował. O! Kolega przyszedł. Przeładuj. Gdzie jesteś? Gdzie jesteś? Słysz... O, jest. No. Świeć... O, Świeć w niego. Pyk, pyk, pyk. A użyj shotguna. Albo nie, zostaw. Bo pewnie ten Starki? Atak, atak, atak. Ech. Zapominam uniki. Przeładuj. I co, wszyscy? Nie, muzyka dalej dramatyczna. Idziemy dalej. Idziemy dalej, tylko gdzie jest to dalej? Tu? O. Słyszę jeszcze coś z prawej, z tyłu. Nie wiem, uniki. Uniki, Alan. Coś strzela, dobra, raca. Strzelaj. Coś tu słyszałem. Ale tylko ten jeden był? O! Coś jest. Znowu od tyłu. Coś jeszcze z prawej jest. Atakuje? Rzuca. Noż. Dobra, bierz shotguna. No, bateryjka, sorry. Alan, żyj. Żyj. Włóż baterię i włóż jeszcze jedną baterię. Żeś te trafił? Żyj. Tam jest światło. Czytamy.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
Wszedłem do warsztatu. Wewnątrz panowała niezmącona niczym cisza i ciemność. Wszystko było porozrzucane, jakby ktoś zdemolował to pomieszczenie lub stoczył tu niezłą walkę. Przez uchylone drzwi sączyło się nikłe światło. Poszedłem w tamtą stronę i jasny blask oślepił mnie bez ostrzeżenia. Stary, przenośny telewizor uruchomił się samoczynnie. Niewyobrażalne, ale na ekranie widziałem samego siebie, gadającego niczym szaleniec. Ciągle muzyka złowieszcza. Ale tu jest światło. To mnie leczy. Wyleczyło. Tu mam amunicję. Amunicja, bateryjki. Aha, tu jest przejście dalej. Nie mryga stąd jakaś strona? Chyba nie. Idziemy dalej. By zobaczyć siebie gadającego jak szalenie. Jakiego posiłku chcesz? Tego hot doga? O, znalazłem. Co tu jest? Rakietnica. Bierz. Przeładuj. Nie ma strony? Co to? Co? kamyki. Okej. Jak te biegacze, czy coś, czy jak to się nazywało? Ta trawa taka, co się odbija. Kołszyn. O! To ptak. Coś tu jest? Oczywiście, że nic. Bardziej marnowanie czasu. Bierz rakietnicę i strzelaj. Ładnie weszło. Biegiem. Bierz stronę i ktoś idzie. No to chodź. Coś jeszcze tu? Nie. To o ciebie tak chodziło? A to mogę strzelać, dobra. Co to za...
Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help, but I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Dom na wyspie? Spytała. Szeryf przyglądała mi się podejrzliwie. Przez okno gabinetu wlewało się światło wczesnego poranka. Bez jej pomocy pewnie nigdy nie wydostałbym się z lasu. Ale przecież nie mogłem odpowiedzieć jej o zdarzeniach minionej nocy. Nie uwierzyłaby, lub co gorsza, uznałaby mnie za wariata. Zamknęła mnie i nie pomogłaby odszukać Alice. No, nie ten guzik. Da się otworzyć, da się otworzyć. Bateryjki? Strzelba. O, przeładuj strzelba. Tak? Weź rewolwer. Co maksymalna ilość baterii? To jest ten telewizorek? To włącz.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
To mogę użyć. Coś tam skrzypi. A to skrzypiało. To co? Mogę to użyć? I co to zrobi? Nic nie zrobi, ale jest dziwny... Okej. Osiągnięto punkt zapisu. Tu chyba mam amunicję. O, w końcu idzie. To wiesz co? O, ilu ich tu jest? Wraca. Bierz shotguna. O, tu znowu coś idzie. Świeć. Unik. Unik, Alan, unik. Albo strzelaj racą. Unik, ja... Lucky.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reach the lights at the gas station alive.
Dobrze. Gdzie była ta amunicja? Tu. A, nie strzelam z rewolweru, nie używałem bateryjek. To idziemy. Nie ma tu gdzieś jakiejś strony, coś z tego maszynopisu? Nie ma. To tak zawsze ma dyndać? Coś tam mrygnęło? O, kawa. Bierz. No bierz. Teraz nie z buta. Znowu coś. Coś? Nic. Nie, spokojnie. Już myślałem, że będzie atakować.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Coś słyszę. Coś tu wydaje dźwięki. A gdzie
The
ten...
insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Światło. O, jest strona kolejna.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Stucky splunął na podłogę, starając się jednocześnie strząsnąć pajęczyny z głowy. Nie mógł zebrać myśli, od kiedy minęła wyznaczona pora spotkania z letnikami, którzy jednak się nie stawili. Coś go tchnęło, spojrzał w górę i zamarł, a jego mózg starał się gorączkowo przyswoić makabryczne obrazy. Stucky cofnął się, przewracając puszkę z olejem. Czarna plama rozlała się po podłodze. Taki przez chwilę próbował opierać się pochłaniającej go bezlitośnej ciemności, po czym uległ. I musiała z nim walczyć. Na co
The
było
Deer
bliżej?
Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
A no tak, było coś tam. I przejdziemy tutaj.
All right,
Jest.
I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Golden Lake, Bright Falls. O, zadzwoń.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
No, załóżmy, że nic nie pominąłem.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Taki? Nie znam chłopa. Troszkę wysepka zniknęła. Znowu zagadać. Albo wycinać. Nie wiem. Koniec pierwszego odcinka. A właśnie. Tam było odcinki. Nie, pomiń.
Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice. Now, she's missing. Alice? Alice? I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Opętany.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up. Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Więc dlatego zabrałem i termos. A to co to? Co to kupiliście? Telewizor? TV? No. Gdzie masz ten ekspres? Tu. Włącz.
Coffee's on.
Great,
Mhm.
thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna
O,
finish
jakaś
this by
zima już jest.
tomorrow.
A, idź zabić, dobra. Myślałem, a da się przeczytać tą wiadomość na lodówce? Nie. Chociaż? Troszkę bliżej kamera? No, dajesz. Prawie. Building maintenance will need access to your... Tak. O. Building maintenance will need access to your unit between 9 and 9:45 a.m. this coming Thursday to replace the filters in the air ducts. We apologize for any inconvenience with this many cars. Have a wonderful day. Sincerely, the Parliament Management Team. Będą wymieniać filtry w klimatyzacji? Czy w czym tam było?
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Obejrzyj makietę okładki. Tu? O, znowu kod QR. Trzeba sprawdzić, czy O, strona maszynopisu.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years.
Od jednego.
They say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
To nie upadek zabija, a zderzenie z ziemią. Ileż w tym prawdy. Leżałem na śniegu, oglądając migawki krwawych zdarzeń, które doprowadziły mnie do tego punktu. Znów widziałem scenę swojej śmierci, oglądałem własne zwłoki, czuwałem przy nich, ciągle myślę metaforami. Moja femme fatale zniknęła. Pozostał mi tylko kwaśny smak jej zabójczego pocałunku.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
To było niczym spóźnione pożegnanie. Dopadło mnie po 13 latach. Zemściłem się, to fakt. Ale od tamtej chwili ból był moim nieodłącznym towarzyszem. Twoja krew odcinała się jaskrawą czerwienią na dnie śniegu. Rozrzucone wokół środki przeciwbólowe rozpuściły się i leniwe spływały do ściechów razem z tą makabryczną breją. Mieszały się i łączyły z żółcią miasta. Widzę ich. Moją żonę, dziecko. Kochanie, wróciłem do domu. Zbadaj. Książki, 5 książek.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan?
Jestem przy tobie.
Please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please
Dobra.
hurry.
Spokojnie.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Masz światłem.
You okay?
Były te zdjęcia?
It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Czyli to pstrykarz dał mi latarkę.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Dzisiaj.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Bass, czyli to, co się łapało najczęściej w tym... jak ta gra się... Animal Crossing. Sea bass. Porozmawiaj z Sarą. Gdzie jesteś, Sara? O, plakaty jakieś? Czy widziałeś tego człowieka? Profesjonalny zwycięzca konkursów. Aha. Tu?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Okej, dzięki.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid,
Mr. Wake,
pal.
can I help you with
We're
anything?
watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Mhm.
No such
I tu?
He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty bad.
Siema.
Shouting like that the moment he woke up.
The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
O, coś tu jest.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Choć duch mroku krył się za ludzką twarzą, mówienie o jego inteligencji byłoby nadaniem ludzkich cech czemuś stanowczo nieludzkiemu. Tak czy owak, istota zdołała znaleźć w restauracji miejsce na tyle ciemne, by mogło posłużyć jej celom. Wprawdzie niszczycielskie, choć nikłe promienie światła wdzierały się do korytarza, lecz duch mroku wstrzymywał ohydny ból. Pisarz wkrótce przywrócił właściwy porządek rzeczy. Lada chwila znajdzie się w miejscu, w którym nadal włada mrok. No, aktualnie jesteśmy tam, gdzie jest mrok.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Jeszcze się wrócę. Masz światełko.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was
Dobra,
something for me in an
Alan.
abandoned car.
Tu nie, tu. O, już widzę. Biorę. I co dzisiaj w radyjku?
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Dobra. I lecimy dalej. Zrób bliżej. Nie, ja wiem gdzie... Albo i nie wiem. Jest to autko, no. Gdzie jest ta dziura? Tam? Da się tu przejść? Przecież ja mogę skakać. No, skacz Alan. Skacz Alan. Wchodzimy. Kopnij. No i przechodź. O, jest maszyna. Czy maszyna, no, strona. Wake,
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Poracz, no. Porywacz wystrzelił po raz ostatni i cień rozpłynął się w mroku, który go zdrodził. Widzisz, Wake? To nic takiego. Myśl o tym, że miał Alice, była mi wstrętna. Staliśmy na drewnianym pomoście punktu widokowego na Lover's Peak, mając za plecami wodospad i szczyty górskie. W oddali mrygały światła masztu nadawczego. Zwalczyłem przemożną ochotę, by dać mu w zęby i odezwałem się niechętnie. Skończmy te gierki. Gdzie moja żona?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Podnoś.
Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Barry, pomóż. No co jest, czego nie biegasz, Alan? Alan, biegnij. Bo ta muzyka. Yo. O.
Shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okay.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey!
Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
Też nie mam pojęcia, kim jest Max.
What an error.
Pewnie było.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Right, wait here.
Poczekaj, zaraz... O, kawa. Dawaj, termos. Coś jeszcze? Nie. Porozmawiać z Rustym. No to idziemy do Rusty'ego. Rusty.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
O, już widzę tą pułapkę.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet.
Dobra, znajdę już ten formularz.
You can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Dobra, już wydało się, to był żart. Alice, wychodź tam z niedźwiedzia. Dobra, masz tego formularz. Formularz.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you stand here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Dzięki. Dobra, Barry, jedziemy.
You're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a
Tak.
guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear
Wszystko
that?
normalnie.
People who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
No to do zobaczenia w Nowym Jorku. A to co? Jakiś mamut? No otwórz. Koszmar? A nie, przewinięcie czasu.
We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak.
Na zdrowie.
You said to come alone.
Okay, okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
No na zdrowie. O, bateryjki, ale ja już... A gdzie? Ja miałem 20. Halo? Gdzie moje baterie? Włączyłem? Nie, to włącz. Ciemność nie może się wedrzeć. Wydaje się na Lover's Peak. To gdzieś tam? Broń. No zamykaj. Znowu.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Barry nigdy nie zdołał dogadać się z Alice, lecz wiedział, że Alan kocha ją przerażająco zabójczą miłością. Teraz Alice zniknęła, a Al biegał po okolicy z bronią, wykrzykując rzeczy, za które wsadza się ludzi do pokoi bez klamek. Wyglądało na to, że jego przyjaciel przeżył potężny szok i zupełnie stracił kontakt z rzeczywistością. Barry bał się jak jasna cholera. Jest tu coś? Lodówka. I autko Barry'ego.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Oddawajcie mi Alice. Tam? Tu? Co? To jest kosza. Pewnie ptaszek. To były dziwne dźwięki. Pok, pok. O, zielone światełko widzę.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
No i idziemy dalej. A ile mamy nagrania? 46 minut. Powinien sobie jakiś stoper chyba włączyć. Bo pauzuję to grę, jednocześnie sprawdzanie. Było coś? Nic. Co to było? To jakiś domek. Chcę do tego domku zobaczyć. Przyczepa kempingowa. Puk, puk. Nikogo. W sumie domki, przyczepa kempingowa. A gdzie? No dobra, tutaj coś się włamało. I to byłem ja. Telewizorek. Nie da się światła, nie da się światła.
The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one. So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game, but the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark, believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Co? Co to za historia była? Ej, za daleko. No skończyło się. O, jesteś w szafie? Otwórz, nie ten guzik. Nic. No, okadziony domek. Te wrony. Wrony, kruki. Wronokruk. Siedzą tutaj. Tu się da, tu się da. Mamy tu gdzieś kartkę. Do not feed wildlife. $100 kary. Jest strona. Zobaczmy.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Rusty był w niej zakochany i Rose wiedziała o tym doskonale. Sama też go lubiła, bardzo. On nauczył ją tańczyć, a życie bez wątpienia nauczyło ją cenić delikatnych mężczyzn. Był dla niej miły. Przy nim śmiała się i czuła się dobrze. Ale Rusty nie był księciem z bajki. To zresztą jedynie podkreślało okrutną prawdę. W Rose było równie mało magii Hollywood, co w Rusty. Czyli oboje dla siebie. Drop hazard. To już skoczę na główkę, tak? O, kolejna strona. Dobra, jeszcze przeczytajmy to. Raz.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Smród panujący w pomieszczeniu przywodził na myśl wypełzłe z grobu przegniłe truchło topielca. Rusty kaszlał krwią. Nie mogłem oderwać wzroku od nienaturalnie wygiętej, złamanej nogi. Napastnik się nie patryczkował. Max komlał w klatce. Rusty z oczyma rozszerzonymi strachem wyszeptał tylko: było dokładnie jak na kartce, panie Wake. Nie chcę tam iść. Więc to by było na koniec w dzisiejszym odcinku. Dziękuję za uwagę. Do następnego. Cześć.